This is a view of Pride of Jenny that not many other jockeys get to see. This is her beautiful head and beautiful eye. Hello, darling. Today she goes around in the Cox Plate, and you know she is going to set this field on fire. She is a three-time Group 1 winner. She is the reigning Horse of the Year. She's going to jump from a sticky barrier in Barrier 8, but it doesn't matter because she is going to go forward. She is going to go off the front, and they are going to be trying to catch her today. Pride of Jenny might just be a 2024 Cox Plate winner.
Do it justice, didn't it? He won a Golden Eagle this time last year. This is interesting. James Cummings broadside on the track.
Yeah, he's having a good walk of the track. You can see he's on the phone there. But sometimes I feel like on a big day like this, you just want to calm the nerves and get out there as well. So yeah, it's interesting. He's going out there and look very confident.
Dan McPherson's on the track as well because Declan Bates is out there who's riding Pride of Jenny.
Just trying to catch up with Declan Bates, and trust me, it's harder than it looks. Hello, mate. Welcome to your first Cox Plate ride. How are you feeling?
Yeah, feeling great. Look, we're coming into it in good form. The horse is good, so yeah, looking forward to it now.
You experienced anything like this? The crowd is right on top of you. They're loud right now. We can hear. How would that feel?
Yeah, the valley is different than anywhere really, so it's great to be a part of, and yeah, looking to just get out there now.
We've just seen you walk an entire lap of the track, possibly one of the most important track walks of your spring, if not your career. What did you make of it?
Yeah, absolutely it was. Yeah, look, we're happy with the track. The main thing we want to see is how are those inside lanes holding up, because obviously when you're on a leader, that's pretty important. And we're happy. We feel they're holding up fine. We don't need to be sort of looking to come out at all. And yeah, it's all systems go now.
Tell me what it's like, if you can. We've seen so many times now, you guys off the front, you and Pride of Jenny. Talk us about the cues of your craft. How are you rating? What are you listening to? How are you working out how you're going out the front there?
It's probably just a combination of years' experience of riding horses. I think when you're on a front runner like her, a lot of it is just using that horsemanship skills, trusting her in the sense that she has that high cruising speed, letting her use it to a certain extent, but trying to keep her relaxed at the same time. So if we can get all the little things right, I feel it can work, you know. Well,
your efforts with Pride of Jenny have put you in Australian racing folklore, but today winning a Cox Plate could put you in Australian sporting history. How would that feel?
Look, we're not getting ahead of ourselves just yet. We're just gonna go out there, give it our best, and hopefully we'll come home in front.
All the best, mate. Cheers.
Thank you.
Thanks, Declan.
And Dan just tells me he walked the whole track there, Declan. Shana Jack, one of the great celebrities here, the gold medalist, the double gold medalist from Paris, and Tom Lynch, of course, what a footballer he's been, hopefully coming back, and Brianna Throssell, the gold medalist, of course, from the last two Olympics, and Ollie Dempsey, the rising star in the AFL, and Katie Martin, of course, WBBL commentator. Just some of the celebs here today with the Cox Plate looming, and it's not far away. It's the one after this.
Well, it's been an eventful week for Via Sistina, but she is here, she is fit, and she is ready to start in the Cox Plate. Trainer Chris Waller was looking for the positives. He said, well, at least she got a good look around here at the Moonee Valley track earlier in the week. If she wins today's Cox Plate, it will be her fourth Group 1 since arriving in Australia, and it'll give a little up-and-coming jockey his third consecutive Cox Plate and his 100th Group 1 winner.
Sunday, the Country Cups continue on racing.com with the annual running of the Sale Cup. McDougall win it. Enjoy live coverage of South Australian racing from Port Lincoln. Sale Cup Day, Sunday, live on racing.com.
So the scene is set with the WS Cox Plate, the next race on the program here, the Championship of Australian Racing. So let's go over the 2,040 metres, the great test, and some of the past champions who have become legends of this track are going to help us navigate this unusual, unique course that is the Valley.
They're away. Into Dundee, jumps well near the inside. Mullakillock and Seamus Award away quickly.
The round began brilliantly and is going to head them all off and go to the rails.
Down to the judge. So You Think goes to the lead. Heart of Dreams tightened at the turn out of the straight.
And they're stringing right out in the Cox Plate. 3 further back behind Juggler is Saintly. 2 to Anthems and 3 last of all is Octagonal.
The outside of Avilius, 2 lengths, Cape of Good Hope, Very Elegant. They were followed by Lee Gracieux.
Sunline comfortably at the 1200 metre mark. 2.5 to Northerly, a length further back in the race, then Bella Spree.
Better Loosen Up is giving Starley Century 25 length start at the halfway point.
Let's Slope going forward. Superimposes third last with Better Loosen Up, and last of all Rough Habit.
Here come the New Zealanders, our Waverley Star and Bone Crusher. They've raced to the lead. 600 out, have they gone too early? 500 out, Fearless Pride and My Axeman together. A length and a half, Foreman. Kingston Town can't win.
The race for Hogany off the rail. Pulled out wide on the track is Octagonal, and the widest runner is Jern.
With Mackay Diva, Fields of Omar, and they're all taking off at the 550 metre mark. A wall of horses around the outside.
But Dulcify well clear. Brent Thompson going for his 4th Cox Plate, and he's got it.
But this champion mare, Sunline, she's gone 4, 5, 6 in front. Jimmy lets him go on the turn, and it's Might and Power 2 or 3 in front from Tycoon Lil.
Zaki joined by Animo, who looks Destiny in the face at the 150.
And Dane Ripper back to the rail. Fernando the leader. Dane Ripper getting up on the inside.
Alligator Blood at the 100. Romantic Warrior, Mr. Brightside. Still Alligator Blood. Mr. Brightside coming out of the Romantic Warrior.
Cometh the hour, cometh the legend. Greatness, Winx has done it. It's F1 Utopia.
Katie, we've just seen the history of racing, the history of the sport. Glorious, isn't it?
Oh, was it? And we had to finish on the darling Winx, didn't we? Of course, she was the Cox Plate champion.
No doubt about that. Well, Willow could win a third today, and for Declan Bates, he might get a first today. I'm talking about Declan Bates on Pride of Jenny and Craig Williams. So here's Peter Ellis with Declan Bates walking that course. So how far out does she get off the track? And Willow, he's about the best track rider or walker we've seen in a long time. J-Max with Dan McPherson.
I've managed to nab James McDonald in a quiet moment here on Cox Plate Day. Quite a public little mishap during the week. Via Sistina, we hope back to 100%, but how are you, body and mind, after this week?
Yeah, no, I bounced pretty well, so luckily it was all's well that ends well.
Yeah, good news. Interesting race today, fascinating version of the Cox Plate. You've got first-hand knowledge, obviously, of prognosis and then rode broadsiding last start. Does any of that first-hand knowledge play into how you ride Via Sistina today?
Not how we ride our horse, but obviously I know broadsiding pretty well. I know his attributes and what he can and can't do, but it's the same with a lot of the other competitors. They would have studied every other horse thoroughly, and I suppose we're all in the same boat. But yeah, Via's, she's as good a horse as any of these on the right day, and yeah, looking forward to competing.
Very different to where we are right now, which is in the back of the jockeys' rooms, very quiet. You're about to go through this tunnel this afternoon out into 22,000 people at Moonee Valley. You've done that a few times on Cox Plate Day. What's that like?
Yeah, no, it's phenomenal, really. Yeah. It's a very unique course. Very lucky to be competing in such a great race, and yeah, looking forward to it.
Very unique position. We'll let you go after this, but potentially your 100th Group 1 jump on past and your 3rd consecutive Cox Plate. If that was to happen this afternoon, what would that mean to you?
It'd be special, wouldn't it? Yeah, no, for sure.
Man, a few words, but all the very best. Cheers, J-Mac. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Game face on for James, and why not? He's been sitting on 99 for a few weeks. We know that Huey Bowman, Jim Cassidy, Damien Oliver and George Moore are the Australian-based men that have been able to win 100 Group 1s.
Yeah, it's getting there, Bruce. I think Mr. Montgomery wouldn't be too happy
He was
with
a steward behind Dan. I think Dan could do anything, don't you? He's got the Midas touch. Mr. B was second last year, so what about horses that have been runner-up? He was 7th the year before, so there's the record, Katie. 40 have tried and 10 have won, and the most recent are?
Animo and El Segundo, there you go. It's some superstars there, and Mr. B, what a horse he is. Of course, he looked like he was home here the last 50 metres, but the Hong Kong champ, Romantic Warrior, was too big, too strong.
And he was unwanted as a yearling, this horse, absolutely unwanted. And have a look at this incredible record that he's put together.
Yeah, it's just a lethal combination with Lindsay Park, Craig Williams and Mr. B, 7-time Group 1 winner, and just one box that he hasn't ticked is the 2,000 metres. That's the only thing, Bruce.
And what about his rivalry with Pride of Jenny? That's been a highlight of Australian racing over the last 12 months.
Yeah, head-to-head today. This is for the 9th time. They've been extraordinary, both of them. And, of course, Pride of Jenny 5, Mr. B 3. So we'll see what happens today.
And what about Pride of Jenny? What she's trying to achieve today. She ran in Sydney last Saturday, Pride of Jenny, and it was a gut-buster, Katie. And if you look at this, no horse has ever won the Cox Plate that has competed in Sydney the week before. We've horses come from Sydney to win the Cox Plate, but not 1 week before.
No, and it's so hard because they've got to travel down back and forward from. And Kieran Maher does it so well, but this would be the most astonishing training performance if she were to win.
Just ceremonies, Craig Willis, for the iconic performance of horses, which has become such a feature on this day. Thirsty Merc there as we get to the Cox Plate. Horses setting the scene. 25 years ago, Greg Childs won the first of his 2 Cox Plates, and he and Ollie were joined at the hip. Ollie in 97, and then when Ollie won in 2001, Greg actually processes against him. Sunline was trying to win a third. These 2 great jockeys, 4 between them, Ollie the legend and Greg Childs with Sunline. What a mark they made on this course. That's what this race is all about. Great riders, great trainers, and in particular, those incredible horses that have made this race the championship of Australia.
The Cox Plate has been renamed the best 2 minutes in sport.
Romantic Warrior is going to get up by a nose.
Oh, it's the greatest weight for age race in Australia.
She might be the greatest in the world, Sunline. She streaks home in the Cox Plate.
It feels like a grand final, a real grand final.
She's the champ.
You get the best jockeys in the land.
Come of the hour, come of the legend. Weeks has done it.
It's a special track, Moonee Valley. The crowd's so close. You walk through the tunnel and
You've got eyes all around you. You almost feel like a bit of a celebrity.
And the valley roars. Racing in the Cox Plate.
Weight for age, 2,000 metres.
It takes a special horse. There's no hiding spots.
Jockeys get going early, and it makes sure it's a lung buster.
Here come the New Zealanders, our Waverley Star and Bone Crusher. They've raced to the lead, 600 out. Have they gone too early?
They need to be able to handle the valley. They need to be able to handle pressure.
And they're all taking off at the 550 metre mark. A wall of horses around the outside.
The best horse wins the Cox Plate.
And the land of the rising sun wins the Cox Plate. This time for the big A.
It's a fantastic finish to the Cox Plate.
It's a champion's race.
Whoever wins the race at that very moment is going to be crowned the great weight for age middle distance horse of this country. And this year there are 5 major contenders in the field of 9. Mr. B, the 3-year-old broadsiding, the darling Jenny, Via Sistina with Jay McEnwaller, and from the land of the rising sun, Damien Lane with Prognosis. Here's Richo with some of the leading jockeys.
Calm before the storm for all of our champion jockeys. Mark Zara at Kovalika. I suppose when you're on a bit of an outsider, can you sit back and let this race evolve a bit?
Yeah, that's right. No pressure for my horse, so I'll sit back and hopefully everyone smashes each other up and I'll do the Bradbury and come over top late.
It's always something special about this race, mate. Good luck.
Thank you.
Always great to see everyone here, the stars of our sport. And Jamie Carr, how are you handling the lightweight, buddy? 49 and 49 and a half.
I'm thirsty.
Yeah.
No, but it makes it a lot easier losing the weight when you got a horse like broadsiding to lose it for.
It's a special atmosphere, enjoy. And Karis Teaton, mate, how are you enjoying Cox Plate Day?
Yeah, it's going well. Good atmosphere here and just looking forward to riding in a race now.
Yeah, that's right. So you had a couple of rides on the track. You got a feel of it now?
Yeah, it's a quick track. I mean, things happen really quick here, so I'm glad I went around for a spin already.
Yeah, well, that atmosphere is awesome, mate. Enjoy it.
Thank you.
Katie, he was yours and James's neighbour in Hong Kong, wasn't he, last year?
Yeah, he was. Karis, he's a really good guy, and it was so good to see him here on the big stage.
You can feel the nerves. It's just the way it is. It's one of the great prizes in the sport. It's the ultimate test in many ways.
It really is, and it's looking at the jockeys. They'd be feeling the nerves as much as they're putting on a brave front. Just to ride at this course and go under the tunnel and hear the roar of the crowd, it really is electrifying, and in one of the greatest races in the history books. And one of these jockeys is in a few moments' time going to be a champion.
3 of them have already won it, but James McDonald's trying to do something that is so rare. He is your husband, so it's a bit tricky sometimes talking about all these things, but trying to win it for the 3rd consecutive time. Only Huey Bowman has done that, along with Brent Thompson. Tomo did it with 3 different horses, is what James is trying to do here.
Yeah, he is, Bruce, and it's just such a hard race to win. So for him to win the last 2 years is exceptional. He's been on some really top horses, and Via Sistina is a top horse in herself, but she had this accident during the week. So She then went on to gallop around Moonee Valley with the bandage swinging around her leg for 3 laps. So it's not been the ideal scenario leading into such a big race.
And then the beach the next day. And James, obviously, you talk about these sorts of things a bit. I mean, she goes to the beach. Was he worried at any stage that she mightn't be able to come up for the Cox Plate?
No, it was. He doesn't talk much about it, Bruce, to me. But look, I suppose James has so much faith in Chris Waller and what he does with his horses, and he is always guided by what he does. And this is her having a canter around on Thursday morning, so just building that confidence back up. It didn't look like it hurt her at all. So this also would be some performance from Chris Waller to train.
And Pride of Jenny, she's had obstacles. She runs in a gut buster. She goes on Saturday in the King Charles to Bonbon Farm for Kieran Ma on the Sunday.
Yeah, she's well travelled all in 1 week. Then she went to Cranbourne on Wednesday, arrives at the stable, so she travels down there Thursday, Friday, Cranbourne recovery, race day preparation. So just the normal thing. And then not only that, she has a gallop on the treadmill, Bruce. That's unbelievable.
It's Kieran Ma. It's Kieran Ma. Prognosis, of course, has been at wherever he's come from, Japan, and Richo's with Richo. This is a special horse, isn't he?
He is he's a 3-time Group 2 winner in Japan. This is massive for Mitsu Nakashita. He's travelled the world for this moment. He's upbringing all around some of the best trainers in Europe, a little bit in Australia, and now with a chance in a Cox Plate. If he can run like he has ran in up against Romantic Warrior in Hong Kong, he's right in this race. Now, Julian Welsh has done a whole lot of work with him from a barrier manners point of view. So he draws barrier 5 today. So he'll be the 5th horse loaded. Actually, Bruce, the fact that we've still got renovations going on and the fact that there's not crowds right near where they jump today might be a slight advantage. It might be a little calmer than it normally is right around the start of the Cox Plate.
That's a good observation, Richo. It is a bit different at the start. It's a bit lonelier than normal. So there are scores of stories, but the big ones do surround some of the biggest names. And there's no bigger than James McDonald. And if he were to win it with 100th Group 1 and get the hat-trick, prognosis, well, we know how great Japan racing is. If he were to win for Damien Lane, and look, the Hayes, it won't be a dry eye in the place if the Hayes boys win with Mr. B. And could Gay or Jamie do something that she's never done before, or a female jockey, and Gay get the Grand Slam? And what about the Pride of Jenny, the pride of Australia in so many ways, the most popular horse in the country? There are so many big stories to be told. So into the mounting yard we come. Well, 3rd time, only Gun Sin has won a Cox Plate without having won it before at his 3rd attempt. He's racing royalty, and Mr. B, well, he's almost there, isn't he?
He almost is. He was so close last year, a nose in it, and what a magnificent horse he is. He's having, yet again, an unbelievable preparation leading into a Cox Plate.
How does this horse look to you? You've seen him in Hong Kong, I've seen him in Hong Kong. How does he look to you, prognosis?
Yeah, he looks nice and settled. He's got the earmuffs on there. He's having a good look around. He's just a beautiful animal. He's by Deep Impact. He's still an Entire. Just a stunning looking individual, and from all reports, he has not gone backwards.
Kovalika's going well. He'll probably go to a Melbourne Cup. He's a Queensland Derby when he's in good form.
He is, and we heard Dan with Mark Zara saying that he'll get back and he'll be running on nice and strong, and hoping it's a Bradbury's luck sort of tale.
They all fall over and home I come. And he's been clashing, Katie, with Royal Patronage a lot this season up in Sydney, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. And Royal Patronage, well, he goes forward. He's probably not going to be as forward as what Pride of Jenny is, so he might be one of the horses that can take up the field to Pride of Jenny, and we'll see what the tactics is there. But a great horse on his day.
He is a good horse. He does seemingly be the one we think will be in 2nd place early in the race. Docklands, well, he's intriguing. I can see where Richo's coming from. He's got Royal Ascot form.
He does, and they just don't bring them over unless they think they're the right horses, and no doubt Harry Eustace has found the right horse because he has so much talent. He's drawn barrier 1. He's going to get a really nice run in the race, and he'll be definitely there in the finish.
From the moment Pride of Jenny won the Queen Elizabeth, everybody was saying, can't wait to see her in the Cox Plate. The moment's arrived.
Yeah, she's just a freakish horse, isn't she? What she can do. She always begins well out of the barrier. Begins just okay. Then she just waits, and then mid-race is where she breaks their hearts. She goes so quickly, and they just can't keep up with her.
Via Sistina bought for over $5 million a year ago, won 3 Group 1s in 5 Australian starts.
Yeah, she did. And this preparation, she's been excellent. She's had 2 Group 1 wins, the Wing Stakes, the Turnbull. I'm forgetting she ever ran in the Makybe Diva. It was a strange day on that occasion. She maps well from the barrier, and here's the Star Colt broadsiding.
He's worth $50 million if he wins this race today by
Every bit of it.
This is a cracking colt who's a triple Group 1 winner already, and 3-year-olds have got a strong record in the race. He was the Caulfield Guineas favourite. He was an odds-on favourite that day, and he finished well, but Evaporate's unbeaten at Moonee Valley, and he did beat broadsiding home in the Guineas.
He did. He's an exceptional horse, a young horse on the rise. This is going to be a really tough ask for him, but I'm sure for the future he's a horse that you want to be with.
Let's hear from Harry Eustace. We've mic'd him up, the trainer of Docklands.
He is a dude, like, he was fast asleep in the tie-ups, and you know he's cool, yeah. So.
What sort of preliminary you reckon to give him, Harry?
Whatever you feel he needs. He's going to enjoy it, and the moment you get on his back, yeah, I think he'll grow for you a bit.
I reckon, like you say, it was just one of them things in that judgment call whenever he was that horse next to him.
Yeah, I really do, yeah. Good luck, buddy.
Good luck, mate.
Yeah, we'll veer after whatever.
Yeah.
Hot day for it, so.
What a lovely touch. Kieran Maher there, and Dave Eustace, the brother of Harry, was there as well, and Dave and Kieran won the Cox Plate in 2021 with Sir Dragonet. A lovely touch. It's a big build-up, Nick. It's a long runway to a Cox Plate. Give us the sports bet market.
Yeah, with pleasure, Bruce. Let's have a look at it now. The Japanese Raider looking to become the 8th winner, or the 8th favourite to win the Cox Plate in the last 11 years. Of course, his name is Prognosis. Let's take a look at the market. He's at $3.30. He'll go off your favourite almost with some sort of certainty. Pride of Jenny on the second line of betting. Last time she ran over 2,000 metres, she beat Via Sistina by 6.5 lengths. She's your second favourite. Via Sistina, all the money came early when they found out she was in the final field after the mishap on Tuesday. She was $5.50 into $4.60. Just a touch soft late, back out to $5. Broadsiding got out to $7.50. And he said, all right, that's it. The punters rallied again, came back into $6.50 now. Brideside's there, pretty solid at the $7.50. And the best back runner at a price is Kovalika, $31 into $26. Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call that number on the screen or visit the website.
Good stuff, Nick. Back to you, Dan. I know you're in the middle of the crowd. I hope you can hear me. What's it like?
I can hear you, Bruce. Only just. This crowd has been growing and growing and growing, and they are ready for a Cox Plate. You can hear the roar after race 6, race 7, race 8. They are ready for race 9, and they know they're going to see something special. Who knows what that's going to be? Will Mr. Brightside do it? Will J-Mac get his 3rd Cox Plate, his 100th? Or will Pride of Jenny round that corner 10, 15 lengths in front? Because if she does, these eyes will go absolutely crazy. If you've never been to Moonee Valley, it's hard to explain. This entire cauldron of people are right on top of this finishing line. The winning post is right there. They call it the best 2 minutes in sport. Today, I think we're going to see one of the best of the best.
Thanks for that, Dan. Let's go to Richo. He's with Chris Waller.
It'll be an intriguing race.
I'm joined by champion trainer in Chris Waller. Just before you go and hide so we can't find you, some final thoughts on Via Sistina?
Look, the rest of the week after Tuesday's gone well, and so I'm really happy with her. Each day was always a concern. I wanted to see her eating, I wanted to see her temperatures normal, I wanted to see her happy, and we've seen that each and every day. So obviously she's got to run well to back up what I've just said, but look, I can't fault her.
I can't imagine Jenny will get too far in front this time.
Hard to say. It's going to be an intriguing race. Like it's a Cox Plate. They go that much quicker in a Cox Plate. It'll be an intriguing race. You've got a couple of 2-year-olds here with lightweights. You've got international horses. The Japanese horse in particular. He's a good horse. Mr. Brightside, he's a really good horse. Via Sistina, she's got good Group 1 form, and it's a really good Cox Plate.
Good luck, mate. Go and enjoy watching it.
Thank you. Cheers. Thanks, guys.
You can feel the nerves as always. The market mover from Sportsbet, Nick.
Favourite, the Japanese Raider, Bruce. Number 2, Prognosis. He got out to 360, back into 330. Good support late for broadsiding as well. Now $6.50.
Katie?
Yeah, I think Prognosis saw what he's been able to do in Hong Kong against Romantic Warrior has been exceptional. As long as his barrier manners are good, because we know that we saw him before. He does tend to get worked up, but he looks like he's nice and calm out there. I think he's going to be really hard to beat.
And Richo, those that can't get a ride are standing and waiting like they do for the great races. Your final thoughts, Richo?
There's simply so much at stake, Bruce, isn't it? For all of the runners, the long planning for Docklands as Blake Shin takes this boy forward for Harry Eustace. I'm with Prognosis. I think if he brings his Group 1 form from Hong Kong, he can win. Docklands could run some sort of race. Pride of Jenny will thrill this crowd. Strap yourself in. The crowd will roar when Matt Hill says she's 5 lengths in front. This will be epic.
It will be. So many stories. Jockeys related, we know that. Jamie Carr, James McDonald. Trainer related, the two giants, Ma and Waller, and all those dynasties as well. But it's about the horse more than anything else. This is the day that a racehorse goes from good to great, and most of them only get one chance. So this is their moment. This is their opportunity to become a legend in the sport. Here's Matt Hill.
And the field is set. Ready, Prognosis lifting. Crowd roars. They stand. Racing in the Cox Plate. Evaporate slow and almost stumbled out of the gates. Via Sistina away fairly. Royal Patronage led the race early. Pride of Jenny and Prognosis right up there, and driving up Evaporate made a line of 4 on the post. So Pride of Jenny steadily working across 4 deep on the first corner. They were followed by Mr. Brightside. Docklands the inside. 2.5 Via Sistina, Kovalika and Broadsiding last. So Royal Patronage led, 1600 to go. Pride of Jenny sits outside of it for now. Prognosis a length and a quarter away, third from Evaporate, who's kept 3 wide. A length and a half, Mr. Brightside. Docklands Via Sistina. Kovalika is second last. Broadsiding last. Pride of Jenny went to the front. Bottom corner, 1300 to go. And Pride of Jenny's put up 3 lengths now from Prognosis second. Royal Patronage passed by Evaporate on that corner. They were followed by Mr. Brightside, a length and a half to Docklands. Then Via Sistina. Next in the field, Kovalika and Broadsiding at halfway. Pride of Jenny is the leader in the Cox Plate by about 2.5 to Prognosis, keeping the mare at his sights. A length and 3/4 away, Evaporate. Then came Royal Patronage and Mr. Brightside as they run towards the 700 metres. Via Sistina 7 off the lead at least from Docklands, Broadsiding, Kovalika. So it's Pride of Jenny, 600 metres to go. A length and a half to Prognosis, who's nice and close. They're 2 lengths in front of Via Sistina, who's coming into it. Mr. Brightside's coming with her, and then came Royal Patronage. Pride of Jenny grabbed by Prognosis, but Via Sistina now pushes the button on the outside and goes up and takes the lead. Via Sistina, 300 metres to go, puts up 2 legs. Prognosis, Docklands, Mr. Brightside, and then came Royal Patronage. But Via Sistina storms away with 150 to go. She's 5 legs in front. It's going to be a Cox Plate round, and James McDonald has victory of the very best. Via Sistina by 7 lengths. Second, Prognosis. Third in the race was Broadsiding. Mr. Brightside next. Then Docklands, Kovalika. Royal Patronage, Pride of Jenny and Evaporate last.
Put it at the top of the list. We've seen some extraordinary things here in Cox Plates. J-Mac gets a 100th Group 1 win. He wins the Cox Plate for the 3rd consecutive year. It's the stuff of legends. Chris Waller's a genius and this mare's a champion. And I'm standing alongside the wife of the man who's created some incredible history today.
We just won the Cox Plate, baby!
You better get down there, Katie, I reckon, don't you? Off you go. Richo, we have seen some amazing performances on the Cox Plate. The stuff that we say we won't see it again, do you know what? We've seen one as good as we've ever seen before.
Well, Bruce, I don't want to compare her, but that was Winx-like, wasn't it? The way that she demolished Hartnell that year. And Chris Waller, could you imagine how he was feeling on Tuesday when Via Sistina dropped James McDonald and then went out of control, spinning around Moonee Valley? And Chris, the comment of "you're a genius," that was from Bruce, and I think that was a genius training performance. Gosh, I'm so happy for you. Leave me out of it.
Yeah. Well, we can't leave you out of it because you had to go to Plan B with this girl after Tuesday morning.
We've done these things before, I guess. So thanks, James.
Yes.
Look, I think just forget what happened Tuesday. It's just a good horse. Yeah, I've just done my job to prove it.
Yeah. There must have been moments, though, when she was galloping on her own on Tuesday morning that you were thinking, all the planning has gone astray.
The truth is, when she got up and James got up, the rest of it didn't care. Yeah. Horse and James equally, just so important. They put the Cox plates on every year. If she didn't make it, who cares? She's alive and James is alive.
Yeah. And that's what it came down to. So then you had to start to change your planning. You came back Thursday morning. Did you just poke around?
Yeah, we did. Just to get a confidence up. Our vet down here, Matt, he actually floated the idea, and I thought, gee, that's a pretty good idea. And we ran with it, and just a great team effort from the team in Sydney, Lizzie, Charlie, all my team, Steph. Yeah, just so much support.
Keep walking because we're going to cause a bit of a logjam here right behind us, and that'll allow people to get through, and you'll have a chance to go and see Mr. Zhang and Yulong, who invested an extraordinary amount of money in this girl.
Yeah, they have, and this is the pinnacle race, thank you. And they've put a lot in, and they deserve to be getting what they're getting back, and it's great for the whole industry and the world as well. I think everybody's watching Australian racing and we're all proud of it.
In your heart of hearts, you thought she could win. Did you really think she could win by that far?
No, I didn't. I didn't think about it. Go and interview James.
Well done, mate. I'm really happy for you.
Great stuff. I mean, we know how Chris is so emotive. His care for the horse. This is Winks. This is Winks-like. It really is. That you don't get any better than this. And Prognosis is a high-quality horse, outstanding horse, and she absolutely baths them. And look at the ages. Well, look at the Century Club here. Ollie, Moore, Bowman, Cassidy, and now James joins them. And look at the ages. J-Mac at 32 gets to 100. Ollie and Huey in their early 40s, and George a little bit older, and then Jimmy at the ripe old age. It's just remarkable. Em, I don't know how much time we've got, but you've watched that from there. We'll get back to Katie and to Richo in a moment, but that's as good as it gets, Emma, isn't it?
Nothing better, Bruce. That was as soft as you like it. She's a superstar mare, and we've come to know that throughout her time in Australia. The mishap during the week didn't really dent her chances at all. And speaking to Kathy, who's close to the stable, we just had Charlie Duckworth here with us, who is Chris's right-hand man. Absolutely elated, a true team effort. And looking at that, I mean, I don't want to jump the gun, Kat, but I reckon she'll get the 2 miles in 10 days.
She is fit and she is electric and she just streeted them. She's in another class, and I think that they're just going to have a seriously good reason to not run her in the Cup.
And Bruce, just on that man on our screen, I know this has been weighing on him the last couple of weeks, the 99 to 100, but he does it in the best fashion possible. A hat-trick of Cox plates at a track that means so much, in a race that means so much, for a stable that means oh so much.
Absolutely. So just the second man to win 3 consecutive Cox plates on 3 different horses. Huey, of course, on the one. Dan, we've just seen something very special, mate.
Vin Cox, that was absolutely breathtaking. Talk us through your last few moments.
Actually, the last few moments, at about the 600 travelling, said we're flying. I didn't think we were flying as well as we ended up being, but what a thrill. It's great for Mr. Zhang and his family. It's no secret how much money Mr. Zhang's put into this business, and to win a race like this is testament to his sustained and serious investment in this business.
A Northern Hemisphere Group 1 winner. Did you think that she would come down here and do what she's done?
No, I mean, you don't. I mean, when you buy these horses, you hope. Not in your wildest dreams do you think you're going to win a Cox Plate, let alone 3 other Group 1s. And it's a lot of people to thank. James Ferguson in Europe when we first bought her, and going way back to when she was first in training. So, it's a wonderful story.
It's incredible stuff. I'm going to let you go and celebrate and enjoy it.
Good.
Cheers,
man.
then. Thanks,
Thank
mate.
you. Appreciate it.
So Vin Cox, of course, formerly Godolphin, then before that Magic Millions, and now running Yulong. And we've talked a lot about Yulong and their rise and rise and rise, and this is the pinnacle moment. James's ride was perfect. The pace was incredible. Pride of Jenny, when I say incredible, it built and built and built, and Prognosis was the one. Damien Lane was happy to be the bridge between Pride of Jenny and the rest of the field. And James McDonald was able to have the confidence at the 1,000 and then at the 800 to make a sustained run. And you could see at the point of the turn that it was his. He's a champion. He's a champion sportsman, not just a champion jockey. I don't think we've seen anyone quite like him, and I don't say that lightly. And I'm old enough to have seen the best of the best going right back to George Moore and Roy Higgins, but I don't think we've ever seen anyone quite like James McDonald. 100th Group 1 win in this Cox Plate for the ages. Richo, breathtaking, leaves you almost breathless, but at a time like this, there's just so much to say.
And I can't wait to have a chat to James. I'm alongside his beautiful wife, who's really reluctant to be involved in this, but she just wants to give her husband a kiss. And at the moment, James just made his way over to Mr. Zhang, of course, with Yulong and the incredible contribution they've made to Australian racing. So they 100% deserve every bit of success that comes their way. So he's just having a quick chat to Vin Cox as well. Via Sistina thrashes Prognosis with his gun 3-year-old broadsiding running third. It's an unbelievable trifecta, isn't it? And Mr. B did Mr. B things, and courageous as always to run into fourth. So James will make it all official and then start to reflect on an unbelievable performance. She was breathtaking. She was Winx-like, which is the biggest compliment you possibly can give. And the wait for 100 is over, and a third Cox Plate for this champion jockey. Oh, he deserved that drink. Mac, congratulations, brother. Can you describe what you were thinking about 800 metres out when, by gee, you looked like you were trucking?
Oh, yeah. I was pretty happy to see Prognosis up there, to be fair. It was, and broadsiding. Two horses that I thought would maybe be back with me, jostling for the same positions, and the pace was nice, and I had such a smooth run the first half, and I thought I just wheel it out, keep it smooth, blend in, and she loved it, and she won like Winx. She blended in, and yeah, it's just a phenomenal performance.
It's hard to believe, isn't it? She won like Winx, so that's not a throwaway line. When you were lying on the turf on Tuesday morning and she was galloping away from you, surely you did not think this was possible?
No. I thought our hopes were doomed. I think there was a fantastic picture there when I popped myself up and looked at and watched her gallop away. And I think if looks could tell a story, we were stuffed.
Yeah. So Animo, Romantic Warrior, and now her, all very, very different. Do you appreciate this one a little more because of the 100?
Well, I think so. I think there was more pressure. Like, obviously the other two were well fancied, but they're very easy horses to ride. This one, she's not easy. Things needed to go our way, and probably the momentum of this 100's been quite heavy. Yeah. Especially each week everyone's been gunning for me, and I haven't been able to get the job done. And mate, to do it in a Cox Plate, I couldn't even imagine it. Like, it's pretty surreal, eh?
Yeah. Your great mate Emma Freedman, preparing for the 100 up in Sydney, rang all the other living guys that had got to the 100 and asked them for just a word, and they described your brilliance. But then she rang your mum and said one word. She said resilience. That's how she described you, because by gee, you've been through a lot, mate.
Well, yeah, I've been blessed, and a lot of it's been good as well. So without my mum, my dad, my beautiful family, Caitlin, there's massive supporters. And when the chips are down and when things are... This is a high tense sport. there's a lot of money at stake, and like you feel it at times, and there's some days where you just want to be left alone, and don't get me wrong, it happens quite a bit. Like the last few weeks have been pretty tough, and Caitlin's been unreal for support, and just saying it will happen, and Mum's obviously been there helping with the kids, and that takes so much work and effort, and it's a huge team effort. I'm so lucky, and I got a beautiful family, and and I got a great career.
You join the greats and you sit very comfortably with them. You deserve that, mate. Well done.
Cheers, mate.
Champion.
A couple of quick things. They have smashed the track record, Winks' track record, and she's won by an equal record margin of 8 lengths. It used to be Sunline and Dulcify 7, and then Winks in her second was 8 lengths, and Via Sistina today has won by 8. Let's pay tribute to James McDonald and his 100th Group 1. It's been remarkable, the rise enjoyed by James McDonald and his charge towards a century of Group 1 wins. He joins a select club, exactly a handful of Australasian legends: Moore, Ollie, Huey, the Pumper, and now J-Mac.
Here's Scarlet Lady with a big run down.
His first Australian success at the highest level came in the 2011 Queensland Oaks on a very good filly from home, New Zealand's Scarlet Lady, for Graham Rogerson.
The Oaks is her. She's got it wrapped up. Scarlet Lady.
It was 3 years after his very first Group 1, when he was just 16.
I reckon it's a special moment for James McDonald. I reckon he's got it on special mission his first Group 1.
Those early days were promising. In March 2012, the 20-year-old won the New Zealand Derby, the Auckland Cup,
I think she's sensational, done it. She is simply stunning.
and the stakes in a week of the most prestigious racing in his country.
It's another Group 1 for James McDonald, the champion of the carnival.
Often racing. His entree to Australia later that year matched James with the first of 5 horses that have been at the heart of his rise to fame: J-Mac and It's a Done Deal.
And It's a Done Deal nailed it.
J-Mac and Nature Strip, 3 TJ Smiths,
Here's a TJ treble for the Sprint King Nature Strip.
an Everest,
He's king of the mountain this time.
and Royal Ascot.
A ripper. Here's a king stand.
Very elegant in the Melbourne Cup, one of the great Melbourne Cups.
10 Group 1s, and now the greatest of them all, the Melbourne Cup.
Anamo's Day of Destiny at the Valley in the Cox Plate.
This time for the big 8.
And most recently, Romantic Warrior, writing history with McDonald in Hong Kong and Japan.
What a ride, what a horse, and he wins it again.
Notably winning the Championship of Australasia in a desperate drive up the straight.
Romantic Warrior is going to get up by a nose.
Trainers, there have been a fair few. Godolphin's played a big part, firstly with John O'Shea and more recently with James Cummings. But it's his partnership with Chris Waller that is enduring. Their second Group 1 in the Caulfield Guineas of 2018 followed 2 years in the wilderness.
The Oil Sun blazes in spring, bumps in 6 lengths.
The Waller partnership is not the most important. He and former jockey Katie are loving parents to 2 fillies now. James is only 32. Huey and Ollie were 41 when they celebrated their century. George was 43 and Jimmy 50. There's no questioning the ability, the rare talent of James McDonald, and time, as they say, is on his side.
And there is no doubt in time that man on our screens who we paid tribute to after the most unbelievable victory in a Cox Plate will in time become the greatest we have ever seen. Track Talk's going absolutely mental with the chat about Via Sistina. She nearly broke the track record by 2 seconds. She ran 2:01.07. Winks' track record set in 2017, 2:02.94. Extraordinary stuff. Absolutely immense. For our Victorian and New South Wales viewers, if you'd like to continue much more racing, you can switch now to 7.2 and also 7+ live.